think like the past
And
2 years.
we're
Okay.
live. Okay.
Oh, hello everyone! Welcome to the new episode of Sarah's and Nick SEO podcast. We still didn't update that catchy name because we love it. So today we have amazing pleasure to host personally one of my very big role models regarding SEO world, Maja. Maja, thank you once again for accepting our invite to be here. I generally I know that we record 30 45 minutes whatever, and that's not enough time for me that I cannot have proper conversation with you, but I wanted to open up with question about your background. We want to give people that slight intro, because Sarah has amazing background in SEO. I have kind of good background in SEO, and then we want to touch that base to give listeners idea who you are, and how you end up in the SEO in the end.
Okay, so hi everybody. Thank you guys for inviting me on your podcast. I have to say, amazing energy, like all this through, like so many smiles and everything. I'm so much
Thanks,
looking
Smart.
forward. How did I end up in SEO? Well, I think it was actually luck because not many people know this, but by profession, I'm a professor of French language and literature.
Oh la la! Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's super cool, by the way.
Yeah, I'm completely a linguist. I can be your Latin teacher. I can teach you
Wow.
Amazing.
French. I can do all of this. But then sometimes, as I was finishing my studies, I realized, okay, so this was a wrong decision. Like I don't really want to. I don't
Oops.
really want to work as a teacher. And I was thinking, like, what is something, because I've learned it later on when I was doing some tests for leadership. I've learned it later on that the biggest motivator I have in life is freedom. And you would agree with me that SEO
Yeah,
gives
sure,
you a lot of freedom. It
sure.
Yeah.
gives you freedom to work from home, to work from wherever you want to. It's a very sought after skill in every single industry. You can switch from industry to industry. You can switch from local SEO to e-commerce SEO to enterprise SEO. Like, it's very easy for us to kind of make that connection, and it's so freeing. And you can work as long. I mean, I worked SEO in multiple markets in multiple languages, and I've realized early on that, like, freedom is something that is very important for me in my life.
Amazing.
So I've realized that I cannot do that like as a professor, and I've started exploring careers in marketing. I've did a little bit of event management. I've organized a few festivals while I was a kid, and I worked at a TV station. So I thought maybe I could do a little bit of event management, and I did that for a little bit of while to have a little bit of marketing in my CV. And then I applied for a position of a link builder in an SEO agency. All they wanted was somebody who spoke English well, which was not a problem for me because I went to like this Serbian grammar
Linguist.
school. Exactly, and I'm also a linguist, so like not a problem at all. And somebody like who's smart, and I was just like, okay, fair enough. It
I
turned
love
out
that.
to be, yeah, it turned out to be Dan Petrovic from Dejan SEO. So I
Mhm.
was truly lucky that very early in my career, I was able to teach from people who were regarded as experts in the industry from very early on, and that the SEO that I taught was at pretty much the highest level at that point.
Mhm.
So that was how I ended up in SEO as a link builder, believe it or not.
I really find this interesting because a lot of times people who came to SEO have a lot of interests and did a lot of different things, right? Like Nick has some legal background. I was doing a startup to begin with, right?
Yeah.
You were a professor. Like there's always different things, and maybe you tried different things in life, and then we came like we ended up at SEO, and we felt it's the right thing because there's a lot of diversity in the work we do. One day you're working on a finance website, the second day it's an e-commerce, I don't know, selling
Yeah.
what. it's very dynamic as well. It's not, nothing is the same, right? Like there are a few
Yeah.
concepts, and obviously the foundation is similar, but then every industry, every type of business has like, you need to customize things. So and that really fits with people who have a lot of interests and try, new things all the time. And we also, one of the things we also have in common, we were discussing right before we started recording, is we all have a piano in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. She has a
But
piano
only
in the
one,
back.
the real one. Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Only real one.
hers. Yes. Yeah. So super excited to have you here today, Maja.
Yeah.
Right.
Maya.
I know it's Maja. I just have a tendency to read the J.
Yeah.
Like,
That is completely fine. In Spain, I'm Maja. In France, I'm Maja. So
Maja, yeah, Maja, yeah, that's like standard there.
yeah, I don't mind. The only place that gets it right is Scandinavia. And I think like some Indian countries and some Vietnamese countries, some Asian countries like Vietnam, they have this like fun, one sound, one letter, and J happens to be that sound. So that's,
oh my gosh,
but
that's super interesting. To double down what Sara said, yes, I had like some like years in legal school, and I was like pretty like quite good in it. But it's also related by what you said, like when you like start doing that path, you're like freedom is not there again, like, and that is so like boring to do like one thing constantly. It is for me like mind breaking how you can spend your life doing that, and then like we end up in this place. Also regarding like I think Sara also know, but like regarding like Serbian scene of SEOs, like Dan Petrovic is like on the top of that for sure, and we all look like as a role model to him regarding technical stuff and other like craziness that he brings. So that's amazing. Regarding like actually your journey from that point, what's happened in your career, like how you ended up in this place, because I know that like you have like probably a lot of interesting story along the way, how you became like one of the for me personally role models from Balkan regarding like SEO as a whole.
I'm always so much surprised when people call me somebody they look up to, because to be honest, like I've always tried to stay out of the spotlight. I know I speak at conferences fairly. It's my teaching background. I always accept the invites because I want to transfer knowledge, and I truly do enjoy mentoring people and helping people. It's just that I as a teenager / very young person, I used to work at local TV stations, so I was kind of famous, and I didn't like it. So I truly start to I truly like to stay like away out of it. But to answer your question, after spending 3 years at Dan's agency, advancing from link builder, etc., to doing more SEO and strategies, etc., I thought I knew it all. So I opened up my own agency. I think I was like 3 to 4 years in SEO, and I was just like, that's fine. But I did one thing right, and that is something that I would like to share with you guys, because I've recently shared it with a couple of people, and they were like, well, this is such a good strategy. I actually never did any of lead generation my own. I partnered with people. So I realized, because I won at a startup event, I won an office at a business incubator.
Nice.
I saw that there were a lot of development agencies, and they were developing websites. And I told them, like, hey guys, like, like people just ask you for content, people ask you for SEO. This is my price. Like, if you want me to write the content, this is it. If you want me to continue optimizing it, this is my price. And then you can just resell my services. And that's what happened. Like, they would just do a website, and they were just like, hey, we can offer you an SEO on top of it. And they would sell whatever they want with their client. I had my own price. I don't know what they upsold. But for them, it was an additional revenue stream, and I had a pretty low churn rate. And that was working out pretty well for me. And if anybody is looking for clients, I would say try and partner with development agencies and offer their SEO services to you.
or locate yourself within like a startup or working spaces, that sort of thing, right? Like
Yeah,
sit there,
yeah,
meet.
make connections.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. That is also a very good idea. So I did that for about 3 years, and then I completely burnt out.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I was still very young. I didn't know how to scale an agency. I didn't know how to raise my prices. I didn't know what profit was. I didn't know all of these things. I had so much money, I didn't have time to spend it because I was doing everything myself.
That's
And
not a bad problem to
Yeah,
have, by
good
the way.
problem to have. Yeah.
This is a good problem.
no,
We
no,
can
no,
we
no,
can
no,
give
no,
you
no, no,
advice
no.
how to spend it. Don't worry, we can help you with this. That's not a
Yeah.
problem.
I am, I am not a person who wears the burnout badge as the trophy of
Yeah.
honor. Like, I
Yeah.
believe in work-life balance. Every time I've managed my team, I always try to make sure that everything is so organized and that they have a good work-life balance. And I also make sure that they're competent, but work-life balance as well. So I am not a person, and that is something that is self-taught because I didn't know. Like, I had clients in various time zones, I had clients in various niches, and it didn't end up that amazing for me. I truly burnt out. I Instead of selling what I had built so far, which would have been probably the best way, I just closed it. And
Oh,
hindsight, I was
yeah.
still young. I closed it, and I decided to take a break for a couple of
Mhm.
months. And then when I came back, I got invited by a friend of mine who says, like, hey, we're trying to gather up talent, we're opening up a company here, and we're trying to gather up
Mhm.
talent. And would you like to speak at conference that we're organizing? And I was just like, yeah, I was thinking of launching a copywriting course, and I thought that that would be a good thing to promote. And I did that, and I spoke, and then from that conference turned out came became my iGaming career. I got an offer there to move to Malta and to start working for an iGaming affiliation company. And I decided, okay, I'm young, I can move. And I decided to embrace the adventure, and I moved. And I stayed in iGaming. Well, I'm still in iGaming, and I truly love it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like absolute amazing story. Like also like there is like I cannot like recall how many like similar things as you like went through your career. Like Sara is actually like non-stop publishing educational content regarding like development, Python, stuff like that. It's really good, like because like me and Sara, we are more on the techie side of the things
Yeah.
here. Yeah, like geeky side, but like also like what you said, like regarding copywriting, like one of the like probably like still one of the hardest skill to master, like, and I can like double down on that later on. But it's really amazing how we like actually share those like pinpoints, and that's amazing. For me personally, uh, I found interesting moment, as you said, like I'm running agency. I just like we just talked about that before recording. For this fifth year, I partner with Sara, so we are partnering like as exactly to like handle the work and to give like double of the quality of output. At the end of the day, and all of these things that you learn along the way, like even till this day I wonder like is this the agency like the best call for me, like do I enjoying like actually doing something more different. I'm almost a decade in this. From that a decade I like run agency for 5 years. I had like multiple burnouts and stuff like that, and at the end of the day I really think like the point when you find out, hey, like this exact moment is something that like change something in me. I want to focus on that moment for you. So it was like conference, it was iGaming, and then like query, you probably get a lot of these questions, but why iGaming? What kept you there? Why you love it so much that you're capable to build the agency and probably earn like more, but you don't love burnout. I completely respect that, and it
And
is
and
a harsh game.
And there's a problem where to spend the money. Don't forget that.
Yeah,
Like, this
and
is a
that's why
challenge
too.
she's having. Yes.
Yeah,
I am trying. I'm trying
yeah,
to
a
pretend
lot
I
of
didn't hear
money.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, all jokes aside, like you're capable of doing everything here. Like you are like constantly like in education niche. So you like Sarah and I, we both know some people that like built like amazing like educational niche in this industry. Sorry, educational careers. But like for me personally, like why I gaming? What is so nice about the gaming that we don't know, so that some
Yeah.
expert like on your level stayed with it like for how many years, like if that's not like secret to share.
I mean, 8, 9. I
Wow.
Oh my
count.
gosh.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh. Yeah.
I think it's
Even
always when
younger
you
than
find.
I look.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But like, yeah, that's like super experience. Like, what the...
I think when you find something you like, you just double down on it, right?
I
Yeah.
will tell you why I like it. So there is a difference between iGaming affiliation and just working for the brands, operator
Mhm.
brands. So
Okay.
operator brands require a lot of technical SEO, and SEO is not the only source of traffic. But
Yes.
Yeah.
to affiliates, SEO is the only source of traffic, because iGaming cannot do PPC, not white hat, at least not in every country. There
Yeah.
are licenses that you can get. Not everybody gets them, but there are licenses that you can get. And SEO traffic is the highest quality of traffic. And I can say this here, and I think everybody agrees with me that SEO traffic is the highest quality of traffic. You can do PPC, you can do whatever ads you want to. The leads would come, but SEO is the highest quality of traffic because Google knows where the user is within their user journey, and
Absolutely.
they're very good at serving them the pages that they would truly want.
But
So
that also makes the industry very challenging, right? Like when you
absolutely,
that's the
absolutely.
only source of traffic, you have to be successful. Like a business cannot take a chance on, hey, we're gonna try this SEO person and see if, like, right? It yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. You really have to be on top of your game. But there's also one thing. You are the most important person in the room. That
Oh,
means
okay, okay.
that means if you say there needs to be this redirect, etc., there needs to be this strategy implemented, it gets implemented fast. When you say the content needs to be written this way, it gets written that way. When you set up a strategy, everybody follows it. When you say we need this tool, everybody is like, okay, let's get her this tool. So that is something that is going to stop. I think people in our industry have a lot of problems with imposter syndrome. And I can tie it back to the fact that some of our strategies, when you're an agency, they never get implemented properly.
Yeah.
There's always some desires of the clients, and there's always some wishes, and there's always other sources of traffic, and there's always some technical stuff. But imagine if you worked in an industry where those things are actually do not exist, where the devs are going to actually start thinking about what type of theme you like. They're going to build it for you, they're going to optimize it for you, they're going to go down to the slightest code and to make sure that it's perfectly optimized for search.
We can only dream of this in normal SEO. Like, yeah.
I
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I know,
Like,
right? You're
yeah,
getting
we can just
enough.
dream of this, but it's really on the other side. It's very hard. There's a lot of competing requirements as well. One team wants something, you want something, and then you have to, figure it out. And sometimes SEO is an afterthought, or you know right. So there is some, yeah, that I think this is very powerful, but then it also comes with a lot of responsibility and pressure, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a huge amount of pressure because in iGaming, if you drop one keyword for a couple of days, like you can cost your company 50, 60,000 euros, depending on the market, depending on the keyword, etc. So it's quite a big responsibility. So starting in iGaming as a junior SEO, like the first thing that I did was just like, hey guys, like we can't coast, because some companies, some affiliate companies, they still think they can run this product first. and then SEO second. You can't really. In iGaming affiliate, it has to be SEO first, and then product needs to do what the SEO says.
If I think if anyone wants to be successful in search for any industry, they have to prioritize SEO a bit more than product. It has to happen, right? That you have the power to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the trade-off, like if you're in e-commerce, obviously with Google Shopping and the SERPs they being as they are, like SEO is an important part of traffic, but there's also big brands that you're fighting with. So obviously, it's one of the sources of the traffic. So there's going to be trade-offs for all the SEO strategies that you want to implement. So there are going to be different types of things that you need to do in enterprise SEO, like big websites that function in multiple markets, multiple extensions, multiple languages. Everything needs to work. Like product is first there, and I understand that, and I second that. Because functionality of the website needs to come before its rankings. Because usually enterprise websites are big brand websites. And people will scroll to get to that page, even if some random website is outranking them for whatever reason.
In a perfect world, product and SEO should not contradict each other, but it does when there's an element of subjectivity, right? Like when a UX person comes and says, I don't think this is the best for user experience. Okay, can you support that with numbers? Because your likes and dislikes, as much as I respect them, they don't fit in this. Like you have to
absolutely.
You have to have a solid thing, right? So I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah, one of my former SEO buddies, Daniel, he would say often like, you don't have a difference of opinion when you have data.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
True.
I thought that was powerful.
Yeah. Facts. For sure.
There's this quote. Sorry, Nick, I'm just gonna say this. So, I met a few years ago. I met with a startup founder, and there are specific people when you meet, they're always so inspirational. And he said, "Trust in God. Everyone else brings data." Something around that.
Yeah.
This quote, yes,
Yeah,
but everyone else, like unless you're God, you need to bring data. So I agree with that.
True. I just wanted to double down on Maya's point here. Like we had amazing guests here, and one of our amazing guests, it was like Nick, who is like head of growth for one of the very big companies in Greece, and he actually exactly doubled down on what Sara said. Like he said that he's like the worst part. So right now we have contradicts on other sides. Like the worst part about like working with those big companies, like it is like that you are going to the dev team, and then they're saying like we have like task list in Jira or whatever, like with fixes of the products, with fixes of the this, whatever, and then like website stuff in the SEO is like so low on that priority list that he's like, okay, I need to push down this like 2 months ahead, because like I know that they will not do it for 2 months. And I really think and really double down on that working like on SEO with companies that are not like putting priority like high enough for the search is super stressful and hard. But I'm still like eager to say like what more things you love about iGaming, about and I completely agree with that, because I had some experience actually early in my career, and I think that experience like helped me a lot in my career. But like as you said, like I really I'm eager to hear more like what's like more things that you love about industry that like you stuck for 10 years almost like that, which is amazing.
The second thing is I think iGaming made me whole as an SEO, because I believe and it might be true for other SEOs as well, but it's definitely true for me. I believe until I started working in iGaming, I was focusing on traffic and rankings, not on the money.
Yeah.
And I think if you're doing SEO for businesses, you need to focus on the money.
On money, yeah, sure.
And that also is very.
It's very easy to get rankings, but getting money in requires a little bit of forethought as to what you do with that traffic and which page it goes to, and how that page transfers then to money itself.
I really agree with this because in today's SEO, right, things
Yeah.
changed. I feel talking about ranking and reporting to ranking is not really relevant right now as much as it's used to, right? I would use it to diagnose an issue, like why is something happening, but ranking on and of itself is no longer a goal, right? Because now you can be ranking high and not getting the clicks, right? Because there is AI overviews, or actually if you create a custom click curve for your own based on your own data, you can see that when you rank third, for some reason you're getting most clicks for some reason, whatever it is, right? So ranking on and of itself is not really as it used to be. I think focusing on the ROI and what you're bringing from those clicks is definitely, if it's an e-commerce, is going to be the dollar value at the end of the day, right? How
Yeah.
much money is SEO bringing in?
Exactly. Exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that was the second thing that I truly liked about iGaming. And I was asked this at a stage in Vietnam this March. They asked me about what it's like to work in iGaming, and I told them exactly this, because I do believe that it's important for us to talk about conversions. And one of the points that I made in my presentation there is that there are at the moment two schools of thought, at least in my LinkedIn, but maybe in the SEO world. One of them is that Google is broken. The spam filters are out, and you can black hat your way into wherever you want to go. But that means your risk tolerance needs to be higher. You need to speak to people you might not want to speak to, and you need to
Yeah.
do a lot of black hat stuff and just push your website further if that's your niche. And the second school of thought is that AI is coming for traffic. Traffic is a metric that's obsolete. Traffic is a metric that we shouldn't be reporting on anymore, and that we should find a way to report on increase in whatever the company that you're doing SEO is doing. So both of those schools of thought have merit. Both of them have merit. Like, there are SERPs where parasite SEO is dominating, especially in iGaming. And
Mhm.
there are SERPs where the traffic is on the decline, but there's nothing wrong at the dollar amount at the end. Actually, it's going up. So what I pointed out is that whatever school of thought you subscribe to, your SEO is going to become a system rather than just something you execute.
Yeah.
So for if you subscribe for the beware of AI, you need to develop a way to report on other sources of on other success factors rather than traffic, and you need to start to organize that system very early on, and you need
Um,
to figure out like how that works. So whatever happens, like, you need to have a system behind it so that you can execute and get to things
Nick, do you
quicker.
want to say something? Because I have two things.
Two things. Yeah. No, like Sarah, go on. I have like another question, like, and
Okay.
one point
Okay.
to make that.
First, I have a comment. I think I'm feeling publishers are coming for Google at this point. Like, we've seen SERP API stand up for Google, and that's a
Yeah.
slap. Wake up! This, you have no copyrights here. And then there are talks with a lot of major publishers to block Google. And this is gonna be, if this happens, if a very big group of authoritative publishers block Google, this is gonna be huge. Google's gonna be left with small publishers, less authoritative ones. More people may start to join the block, and I hope it's a revolution, right? I hope something happens. I would be very happy. So this is the first thing. Second thing, speaking of systems, what is a system or a workflow that you use, like you've built over the years? And because I want to also share like something that's actionable a bit in our discussion. Again, totally up to you. Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be a very chaotic description. I don't think anybody has ever asked me to describe my system. But my system goes into fully understanding what happened with the website. I go through everything. I go through technical, obviously, but I don't just look at I don't just look how the website is built and what the technical issues are. I look at the redirect profile. I look at everything that's been happening on the website, because in iGaming, there's a lot of shady stuff. So you have to look at that when you look at the website. And I look at the traffic ups and downs, and I compare that to the revenue. I try to look at when the website was earning the most money. What happened then? Was it seasonal? Was it the World Cup? Was it what happened? What happened? And then
Egypt versus Argentina. That what happened. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry. I have to say. Sorry.
whatever. But like, if it's a seasonal event, if it's something that happened, maybe a new casino opened up or something. So like, I do like historical traffic investigation as well. And I also do a topical map. I would call it investigation, because I've never actually been asked this question, so I'm just like naming shit at this point.
Yeah.
Like, just like rectally derived things. But like, I do look at the existing content, and I look at it from a topical authority perspective. So like, how the topic has been answered, whether all the headings that you can pull out of the content answer to this topic, where like, and you can find a lot of stuff in there. How everything has been structured, what's the breadcrumbs like, what's the schema like, etc. So like,
Mhm.
I truly do try to look at this website like properly from that perspective. And then I look at the linguistics of the website, like what's the content written like, how much fluff does it have, does it have anything that's proprietary about that content, how much user generated content is on the website. I look at its EAT. I know people don't see EAT as a
Yeah.
ranking factor, and I'm not claiming it is, but what I do look is, I actually, by accident, found a correlation about some of the things I mapped out as EAT stuff that needs to be fixed on the website, and the content ending up in AI overviews. And that is something I found out by complete accident, by some people who have been using a plugin to generate AI content, and then the external links that the AI put in were from the website that their competitor owned. And I deep dived, and I realized that a lot of EAT stuff was present there. And I realized, okay, so EAT, even though it's not a ranking factor, it's still a way to showcase the expertise. So it is something that you definitely should employ on your website. And there is a way for you to do it properly. And it's all pretty much written in Google's quality raters guidelines. And last but not the least, I always look at the technical performance. I look if the website is agent ready, especially now since Google has launched the guidelines for it, etc. I also take a look at basically everything else, but there's also the market audit. What markets are you targeting? And then there's the SERP audit. I take a look at the SERPs, who's ranking, what's ranking, what's my chance here, what's my chance for these keywords, etc. So basically, it's an overall a holistic audit, and the best part about it is the historical audit, where I go through the website, how it looked. That's how I usually catch if a website was an expired domain, or if somebody else had different content on it, or if it was repurposed, etc. So I think everybody has their own approach. Mine is like this. I also do a backlink audit, obviously. Link
Yeah.
up audits, all of the audits. It's just nobody has ever asked me this question, so I'm trying to just get to my mind. But my system is first understand, then make a decision, and then execute. And when it comes
Absolutely.
to execute, you definitely need to be super fast. And when it comes to execution, I'm not against AI. I'm not against properly trained AI. I'm not against overseeing what AI does. I'm not against AI, using AI as research. It's a wonderful tool. It's like a tool like everything else. But my decisions are made by a lot of research, and that is something that is kind of slow, and I am trying to find a way to speed up a couple of things, but I can do it for initial analysis. But when the time comes to kind of get the proper thing, the actual things that move the needle, because in iGaming, it's a very thin line. You definitely need to take a look at like the nitty-gritty stuff, and that's where the experience actually comes in handy.
Yeah, like Maya, you said so many amazing things. Like again, like I would love to cut this part and then like frame it like for real. Like first, like I will need to take some time because I want to like to reflect on many of these points. Like first, to not to get like back on comparisons and like how we share some and overlapping in some things. Yeah, I worked as I mentioned. We will not mention the website, but I worked for in one moment the biggest affiliate. Crypto affiliate, sorry, affiliate crypto betting website in the world, and I work in that, like, and I was so burned, like after that, like after 3 years, like this not like anymore for me, and I never touch anything regarding iGaming from that point, but I was doing everything as you said, and I really think as a junior, I was junior back in the days, it made my career 10x because like after that experience, that's like first thing that I want to like look back what you said like probably like 15 minutes ago is like that I really think black hat or like for me personally back in the days it was like gray hat or black hat to some points that you need to cross the line. I was trying to not do that like very often, but I learned so many things. I learned like so much about algorithm. I learned everything, and in one moment I was like, okay, let's try to do something normal, and then I'm like in the next time like, in the next moment doing like SEO for a nursery home in UK, and I'm like what like is this it? And then like you have so many uh amazing points like regarding SEO, regarding Google, regarding everything, and the knowledge that you're pulling from that like black hat days. Probably you will not like apply any of uh, you will apply some percent, but not apply that many like things in other niches that are like more white hat and regular ones. But yeah, like that point is super strong for me. I really think when people ask me what's my breaking point like in career, it was that I had very luck to start working in the black hat niche back in the days. So that's first thing. Second thing that you said, like I know, like I saw Sara's and my reaction regarding connecting revenue like with actually reporting with SEO. We are very big on this. We like really think that like current program that's going on, like hey, replace your 5,000 consultant with my cloud automation, $20, and voila, 5,000 pages. It's really getting blasted. It's really getting blasted every way. So it's a very horrible. Yeah,
Yeah,
Sarah, please jump
this
in.
is the best way to show. Like when people say this, they show me they don't understand SEO or how to use
Yes.
Claude. Like both.
Yes.
Like
Absolutely. Amazing point. So
The
basically
thing
that
is, those tools do generate content. I've burned 2 websites with them. Like I've completely
yeah,
accepted and not a
yeah,
problem at all.
it's not
But like,
problem at all.
and,
Yeah,
and I did it because I wanted to see like how their AI is trained to find external links, and then you would see that they try to rank to their competitors. And it's not
yes,
a problem when it's me burning a website, but it's a problem when it's a client's website or when it's your own website. And then you're
yeah,
doing this, and then AI is there giving your domain power to your competitor. And for me,
absolutely.
that's a breach of trust. Like
Uh,
I'd be suing somebody over this. I mean, I've
yes,
never sued anybody in my life, but I
but
over this.
yeah, we actually should start petition for that because like they're everywhere and they're actually hurting the market in a very bad way. They're hurting businesses out there, and yeah, so like that we should like sign petition that you can like sue for like fraudulent services, and then like whatever like. But basically, what you also like said right now about experiments, like I'm running experiments, but that means that I have like 10 websites which are completely mine, and I'm running experiments non-stop. That's like the way how you progress in the career, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna gonna go and offer that as a service and they will destroy someone. Similar what they said for black hat. There is no way, like there is no reason to apply black hat on 99% of niches probably, in the world. So I will not take a risk. Like the risk win ratio is not good enough for me there. But yeah, to get back on that point, like amazing point that you should like connect revenue, not like traffic, not volume. You need to connect like outcomes and sell on outcomes, not on volume. So for me, that's like exceptional well done quote. And in the end, like you said like about your approach, and then like, am I listening to myself? Like because I have like a lot of prospect calls, whatever, as an agency owner, and query we also one thing that you said, you like at the beginning you never run marketing. We, like Sara and myself, like we never run, even my agency, we don't run marketing. It's only personal brand, it's only referrals because we are doing good things. But I want to double down how important is research, and I'm super, because probably of those guys like 20 USD cloud automation, like people completely for like, I think we outsource the most important part in the SEO. And I really like I was thinking a lot in the past few days about this. We are trying to find a ways to speed up the process, Maja, as you said, and amazing. That I completely agree with that, and we are applying agentic things in the work, and amazing. But I really think that we outsourced the research, and we are trying to outsource the research. And I really think that research is the most important part on which you should base your strategic decisions, and on which you should like find all of those nitty gritty like details that can move the needle. And I would never like same. I have good analogy for PPC. It's even easier. Like it's fine with me as a business to spend like 1 to 10,000 per month, and I don't care about that if I'm making 100. But the moment when I need to spend 100K or like 500,000 or 1 million, I will not let AI do that. So for me, it's similar like with SEO. Like it's a similar analogy. Like it's fine if I can like do here and like some small things, and AI can do it, can help me, amazing. But when we talking about strategic points, when me as an expert should make decision and take responsibility, uh, I really doubling down that the research and your way and your system is the most like singularly the most important part that you need to do for any website for success. So
I
that
about it in Estonia. I
yeah
had probably the only lecture that spoke about decision making, and I made a joke at the beginning that like this is either the least clickable topic or the most important one, because nobody comes to a conference and says like, you know what I want to learn today? Better decisions.
yeah yeah, but exactly.
And everybody laughed, but when I went through all of my examples and when we ended up, I actually have gotten a lot of messages from people who were like, I've been going to conferences and like you're the first one who actually like gave me an answer to the problem that I've been searching for. And a lot of people came to talk to me after that, and they were like, you are so right, like because in today's world in AI you can generate and execute 10,000 decisions over a weekend.
Yeah,
So, like, you can generate decisions and you can execute them over a weekend. They don't have to be good, they can be really bad. And I showed like Google Trends, like AI SEO and SEO recovery, like how they exploded. And the SEO agency that exploded as well. So, like, you can just see it on Google Trends. It's almost as if people started using AI, realized it's not yet that advanced, made a lot of bad decisions, and now are Googling how to get out of them. So I don't know. I Let's hope that at the moment AI, and let's assume that AI is the worst it will get, because it's only getting better. And even if Google is being blocked, etc., there's so many data there out there that AI can be trained on. AI, we have to separate it from search. Like, search is one thing. Search is a learned behavior. Like, we had multiple search engines before Google came and transformed it with just one search bar. So it's search is a learned behavior, and AI is a tool. So you can generate a lot of very bad SEO decisions with that tool over a weekend, and now it's going to be even easier to implement them. So you definitely need experience, you definitely need judgment. And I think I just today I get approached on LinkedIn a lot, because I wanted to see to help people get SEO jobs. I see a lot of people being let go, and I see a lot of people switching companies. And I offered, I'm gonna take a look at your test. That's what I offered. And I said, I'm not going to do the test for you. I'm going to send you voice messages on LinkedIn telling you if your test is good for the task, if I would consider it good. And, quite a bit of people answered. Some people wanted to sell me links, but quite a bit of people answered, and it continued. So people are reaching out, to see like what advice would I give them if they wanted to switch to SEO from other industry, etc. And my most recent advice was don't. Like what we used to teach juniors, we now have AI for it. And for some of the work has already been automated by tools. So we at the moment have a lot of things at our disposal, and I'm not sure if we're training the next generation of SEOs or where the search is going. So I just tell people now it's not the good time. We don't know where search is going. We can only guess. We don't know if Google's going to be the best search engine. We don't know if maybe Brave is going to be the next best search engine. We don't know if DuckDuckGo is going to be the next best search engine. We don't know where this is going, but I am definitely sure that better decisions and people who make good decisions and are able to execute them are going to be still standing.
I have so many things I want to say. Okay, I start with search. I think search right now, we always say search and we mean Google, but search is not one platform right now. Even though, yes, Google is still dominant in everything, but we also need to adapt to other platforms. It matters. People search for things on Reddit. People search on ChatGPT, and people search everywhere right now, right? So while we're focusing on Google, yes, but then we also need to take all these other things into account. So that's one comment I have. Then we come to the AI part. The problem with AI is it gives you the impression of good output that looks good. But if you actually read it and like dig into each part, it's broken. And why I say that, I'm going to speak from my personal experience. Even in writing. So I write an article. I give it to ChatGPT to polish it and, phrase things better, because I don't want to think about phrasing while writing. I just want to pour my ideas. And then when I read them, sometimes it includes things I did not say, ideas that I don't agree with, right? Sometimes it rephrases what I'm saying to mean something totally different. This is not what I mean. And I have to argue with it. Literally, this is not the direction I'm going for. If I don't read every single thing line by line, it gives you the impression, oh, this looks good. Like if you read a few lines here and there, oh yeah, let's paste that, send it out, we're good. So it's very tricky because it's very granular. And is it gonna get better in the future? I look, a lot of people are saying yes. That can happen. I don't guarantee what's gonna happen in the future for AI, right? But I know that a lot of the things that are being said right now, and from Sam Altman, from Anthropic, all these things are a lot of propaganda, right? They're benefiting from these things. Like if Sam Altman or whoever comes out and say, hey, AI is going to replace employees, this is a motivation for management, top management, to start adopting AI, right? They say, oh, this is going to happen. We're going to save in the future, near future, we're going to be saving tons of money. Let's adopt that. And once they adopt it and becomes part of their systems, it's really hard to put, like 2-3 years down the road, it's not going to be hard to take it away because it did not deliver what they think it did, right? We're seeing also Amazon laying off people in AI department. I'm seeing also Sam Altman come out recently and say, oh, our GPT broke out of the sandbox and tried to hack Hugging Face and all that sort of thing. now why would he say this? Like, based on a history of deceit and a lot of things questionable regarding Sam Altman, this is like a propaganda thing to say that our AI is superior or is better. Like, why would he say this? Because then people would start like average person would start questioning, should I integrate this into my system? It can hack me, right? Anthropic, we thought they're the good people. Turns out they're not. There's no good people.
So
Right? There's also us, the average person, and a bit people who are a bit more tech savvy who want to use technology, and we're just watching how the world evolves with all the big players in control, right? And what I want to say is, at the end of this, is that while trends and technology are good, we should not be swayed or just anything someone says, you jump on every trend and try to adopt everything, and then at the bottom line is not, you're not getting what you were promised, right? So yeah, that's all I want to say.
I mean,
A
I
lot
remember
talking
the
there.
last year when AI just started. It was completely different than this year. I also spent 1 month in China this year, and I can tell you, like, people are looking at AI from a North American perspective, but like AI is present everywhere. I mean, if you follow what's happening to the guys behind Manus, and I don't know if this is true because it was very difficult for me to find sources, but they wanted to sell their company to Meta, and the sale almost went through. But then the Chinese government seized their passports and decided that's not happening. Made them revert the sale, and they had to, even though a lot of Chinese companies actually invested and were early investors in Manus and everything else. So I think if you look at it purely from a North American perspective, everything you said is completely correct. But if you look at it from a world perspective, like, there are other countries developing their own AI models, and some of them come with guardrails, some of them do not come with guardrails. So for some of them, you need to have a Chinese phone number to use it. Some of them are learning to do manual tasks in factories. It's We don't know where this is headed, and this is one thing that I always like to point out at iGaming podcasts. We are iGaming people. We are just 1% of the traffic. We're not even the biggest percent of the traffic. Why would we think that Google is going to change our algorithm just because we're having spammy SERPs? Same thing I was saying, like, there's quite a nice billion amount of people in this world, and AI is being developed across countries, and we don't know what is going to happen. So search is something that we do, is one part of AI, and we don't know how that is going to develop, because at the moment, everybody believes Google is going to be the winner of all this AI search stuff. Because they have obviously the index. So even if the publications start blocking Google, it's only from the point where they start blocking Google till some developer makes a mistake and enables Google again. I mean, that could happen, like, they can start blocking Google, but like, it only takes one error, and we're all human. And they already have their index, they already have maps, they already have a lot of user generated data there. They have whatever training they need to do, and almost all of their search is grounded in their index, or almost all of the AI overviews are grounded in the index, in maps, in everything else. So I think what I'm trying to say is, I know nothing. I don't know where this is going to go. I can only guess. My guess is good as anybody else's. I'm following what's happening. I am trying to learn a new technology the same way I was trying to learn the internet, because I was, person with analog phone and dial-up internet when I was growing up. So we don't know where this is headed, but I'm sure that smart people uh, are going to be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that's on the both points. I'm seeing like the facts, like what Sarah said. It is the point that like AI like narrative is going like super wide and it's spreading, and I really think in one moment when they like get into the systems, they will be like, or at least try to like increase price of tokens, and then gonna be like, voila, you need us to actually function. So like it's going into that. Also like we are all talking about like AI, but then like we have like infrastructure that AI runs on, to not even mention Nvidia and what they are saying. Like, hey, if your developer is not spending 300,000 or something like crazy number, like almost 500,000 of tokens, remove him from the team. He is not good enough. So like clearly the narrative is there, and we all know that we are being like sold on. But at the other end, I really believe that this is gonna stay. I really believe this is the next new big thing. I really love it. I enjoy it honestly, because as Maya, you said, I love new tech. I love to learn new tools. I'm trying to be a early adopter, and because of that, I'm doing what I'm doing, as all of us here. But yeah, in the end, like I know that we started this when you said like, hey, like don't switch to those to the industry, and I would also love to double down on that. Why? I think it's too complex. Honestly, like I know there is like one saying that I love to use. It's like that like everything in world is super simple, but it's not easy. And I was like this was my most used phrase, but when I like thinking about the research that you explain, when I'm thinking what I'm doing there, when I'm thinking about my chats with Sara and stuff like SEO for the junior is actually super complex right now to even get in. So it's not like the point that you are not, you cannot get in. You can get in, and like yes, like you can be replaced with AI for some tasks and stuff like that. But then like to actually be useful, you need to learn way more than what was the entry point for us. As you said, like we all switched from different careers, and it was like super fun. It was cool experience, whatever. And in one moment, clearly, you needed to be super smart. Like I really like think that what you said, Maya, that you need to be like smart for you, and you need to be crazy enough that you like love to go into all the details to be very good. But yeah, like I wouldn't advise, because I think it's very complex. Like, and at the other end, I know I had like two very interesting questions there. Like first, it is kind of be like weird, because I know that you're in iGaming, but I want to hear your perspective, and that is like because we touched this topic. What about like for example PPC and stuff like that? Like I guess like PPC is like completely opposite, and I usually don't love to compare this. I'm treating SEO as omni-channel marketing. I love when I have team for PPC, with companies I'm working with, because we can share data and stuff like that. I'm very big on data, but the point is like PPC is going like you have max performance, like ads that you can run, like my wife, she has like zero marketing experience, and go on Meta and like start running ads for her side business, or like whatever it's she doing. And then I'm like wondering, like AI there actually implemented into the processes where people like can go do few clicks, whatever. Clearly there is like problem with tracking attribution, and as I said, like decision making at the top, how budgets are made and stuff like that. But I want really to ask you, like, what do you think about that? Do you think that some digital channels and careers gained a lot of more momentum with AI compared to SEO? And clearly, like one of, because like we are almost pushing 1 hour, one of the probably the most important questions for from my side, as we are like closing down on the podcast, is um, I know that future we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but like regarding AI, how you see appliance of AI in your work? You said you want to automate some stuff and things like that, but I really want to double down on that. If you can like give us like your thoughts on those 2 points.
Okay, so I'm probably not the best person to talk about AI implementation. There are many other people who have implemented AI as tools, and it works really, really well for them. I think Zach forgot his last name, but he was one of the speakers in the Vietnam conference. He does a lot with the Chinese market, and he does a lot with e-commerce. And he has been talking about his Claude setup that works really well. And I've seen a lot of people automate their SEO execution with that as well. The reason for me is that I'm at the moment in the consulting phase, in the making decisions, helping teams, organizing teams, etc. So I don't do a lot of execution. But on my own end, I have developed help with my processes. So AI has helped me develop health, who helps me gather information that I always check with my processes. So that is something that I particularly use. And that is, I think, it. You also touched base on PPC. And in my podcast, I mentioned a person who asked me, like, how difficult would it be to switch to SEO? That person was a meteor in PPC. So they also don't see a future in their own industry. I don't know what's happening there. I haven't run a PPC campaign since 2018, 17, something like that. So I really do not know. But I assume it's much easier because a lot of the things have already been optimized. But even though your wife can start a PPC campaign, doesn't mean it's going to be a good campaign. Hey, Google will take your wife's money. It's not a problem. I'll take your wife's money. I mean, the $20 Claude guy will take your wife's money. Like whoever you want, like, can take the money.
Not a problem.
Not the
Exactly. So it really depends. I think the main point I would like us to finish on is that now more than ever, experience is truly important, because there's so many things that they're like, even if you look at Google's guidelines, there's like 7 options for redirects.
Yeah. Absolutely. My
It depends which one you use.
Yeah, it depends. We need to finish with it depends. Like, it was like for me personally. Once again, thank you so much. Like this 1 hour. Okay, we have one last question to finish everything and to wrap everything up. But this was amazing. Like, this was like most refreshing 1 hour in a long time. I was like hands on. I was hands-on on a lot of stuff, and I couldn't like even like find the time to breathe properly, And then when I was working and get reminded for this podcast, I didn't expect, like, I was expecting something refreshing, but this was like exceptionally well. Thank you once again for being part of this. We like cracked few jokes there. We had like amazing insights, and again, like, I think Sara and like, we are getting the hate, like, hey, you are bringing the people that are like thinking same as you, and then I'm double down on that point. Yes, because those people know what they're talking about and they're very successful. So maybe you can like listen and learn instead of hating, So Maja, once again, like, thank you so much for being like our guest. I hope that we're gonna have opportunity really to host you at least once again, and I hope for many more times, because those conversations like are actually exceptionally amazing for us and important, that we can learn a lot. And thank you for sharing your views and opinions. And to wrap it up in our standard manner, we're gonna like probably let's start from Sara and myself, then we're gonna like end it with you, as you are like the star of the show. um so we have like the quite tradition here that we like share what is new in our life. Also, you like just like attended said like on the consultant phase you are, so like that's also, we didn't unfortunately touch that, but that's also super amazing, because like as consultant you have like different things, so you can like maybe mention slightly more about that. But yes, like what's happening in your like what's private stuff, projects, whatever that you want to mention and share with us that you're currently working on. And with that, we would wrap this episode. So Sara, you can start, I can go second, and Maja can
Yeah,
finish?
so I picked up a book called Yesteryear. For some reason, it's very popular, so I'm starting that. I also trying to learn Procreate on my iPad, like draw stuff, and I it's random. I just I pick up random stuff. Yeah, and I'm trying to find a balance between all the projects I keep starting and also trying to make sure I start the week to work refreshed because I need to go like not like oh my god like having energy, right? Because you need
Yeah.
also to be creative and give at work. So I'm trying to find this balance. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now in my life. I'm trying to be more organized, use my calendar more because I just have a lot of things going on, like a lot of things I want to create. Or yeah, so that's also on my mind.
Amazing, Sarah. Like I really think like my post would actually yeah, from past week I really think like that people will need some cleanup of the memory, how to use brain, because AI like 2 plus 2 is equal 4. Okay, like thank you ChatGPT. Like okay, like I couldn't like find what is 2 plus 2, so my brain is kind of like getting in the rusty phase, but regarding that part, Sarah, amazing things. I need to be this time like the boring one. I really had exceptionally exhausting, like a few weeks on the end of work, but like some interesting private stuff. I would say that I started to build a few more portals and few more automations with query code and stuff like that that can like help us in research more original topics and angles that we can like provide via content for our clients. I also did some. Automation or like something with mentions for LLMs, so that's something that is pretty interesting. So I was like actually a lot of vibe coding when I like look on interesting, quote unquote interesting things that I did, and mostly it was like a super busy summer season this year, and I'm looking forward to, as you said, to like refresh a bit and then like find a way that I can like come fresh each and every day to tackle more tasks. So that would be me. And Maya, at the end, like, please close this episode with your interesting takes. What's going on there?
So for me, I am preparing a mentorship program. I have been talking to myself and trying to explore where my strengths lie, and I realized that I have a very unique experience, which is in website acquisitions. And I am offering that as a mentorship through Otis Mentors. They actually invited me a few months ago and we started talking about this. And I was just like, I have no interest in teaching people SEO. Like that is really truly not something that I want to spend my time on. I wanted to make it fun for me. And then they told me, well, it can be anything you want. So I started thinking about what is it that I have that not many SEOs in the industry or in general have. And I realized that I have a lot of website acquisitions and the evaluation of those acquisitions under my belt. But not just that, like following up on how the websites went and what they need to be successful. Because let's be honest, and that was the topic of my talk in London, in today's world in AI, when you buy another business and when you buy their website, you're not just buying their traffic and maybe their conversions, especially in iGaming, you're buying data. If you're buying, for example, an affiliate website in gambling in a market that you haven't been in, then you know how the competitors are going to be, how competitors behave in this market and what makes them convert better or less. So it's quite a bit of data that you are acquiring, and with a lot of data and with a good business intelligence system and with a strong AI, you can definitely learn a lot more to help grow your business. And apart from that, one of my passions is stand-up comedy, and I do that on the side.
Nice. Oh my
Yeah.
god, nice.
There is an Instagram account with my jokes.
Oh no, I want to see that.
That is not being publicized. It's
Oh,
among a
okay.
small amount of people. But I've done it in Denmark, I've done it in Spain, I've done it in Sweden, and It's something I truly enjoy. When you're an SEO, you have a different outlook on life, and sometimes you make SEO jokes, but sometimes you just see life in a different way, and some people have found it funny. So that is something that I enjoy doing, and I'm hoping to be writing more jokes now that I have a little bit more time on my hands, and that's it.
Nice.
Amazing, Maya. Amazing. Like once again, it was a pleasure. So yeah, like for listeners, like I think this is like one of the best things that you can do for yourself, even for those people considering joining in SEO chain currently. As Maya said, like maybe like in the 2 years or like 1 year from now, 2 or 5 years from now, we're gonna know when market stabilize a bit. It is rough out there, not only for SEO, it is rough for a lot of professions. So I really advise everyone that like you go follow Maya. I'm not sure, Maya, if you're like that active on LinkedIn, like lately,
I'm
what's happening
really not,
there? Yeah, so I was like, yeah, so I was wanting to advise like
but
post
you
those
can follow
jokes.
me. You can follow me
Yeah,
because I do share things sometimes, but I usually, when I share things, they are like my call when I wanted to help people by looking at their task if they're going through an interview process or something
yeah,
like that. So
amazing.
just for the pure purpose of uh, yeah. Feel free to add me on LinkedIn. Please don't try to sell me links. And
Yeah,
yeah,
that's it. Like, yeah, this is like this was amazing once again. Like, thank you so much for taking part in this, and I like basically cannot wait for our next virtual
Yeah,
coffee.
thank you so
Uh,
much. Yes, thank you so much. It's been very like inspirational. You've mentioned a lot of things. I actually took a note for something I want to try. And yeah, also the startup comedy, stand-up comedy situation is like super cool. You're a very cool person. So
yeah,
yeah, I genuinely enjoyed our chat today.
for you guys.
yeah. So we're gonna wrap up with this, Sarah.
Bye everyone.
Till next